The relentless march of cultural vandalism continues apace in Britain with the closure of a wonderful exhibition. It's not this ridiculous man standing upside down on a ceiling, although I'm sure it wouldn't be cancelled if that was the case. No, the latest artefacts to be removed are many and varied and made up the fascinating and challenging Medicine Man exhibition at the Wellcome Collection in London. I previously covered the removal from the site of a preserved Peruvian Chimu mummy that was possibly a human sacrifice, but now the rest of the gallery is off limits to public view. Items in the collection included a shrunken head, a vanitas or memento mori, a nailed nkisi, which was an object believed by Central African peoples to contain spirits, a painting by Hieronymus Bosch, a lock of hair from George III, and many other wondrous objects. The fairly weak reason for the exhibition's cancellation is that it is presented through the lens of a single person, Henry Wellcome. Wellcome was the collector and compiler of the items, which are so varied in their historical and geographical range that it would be difficult to present them together in any other way. Sir Henry Solomon Wellcome was an American entrepreneur who died in 1936. Before the era of so-called Big Pharma, he left charitable sums to found the Wellcome Trust, a medical charity. The Medicine Man title of the exhibition referred to him in a museum named after him, funded by his not inconsiderable legacy. It provided a glimpse into the inquiring and lively mind of a man who changed the world for the better, despite humble beginnings in a frontier log cabin in what went on to become Almond, Wisconsin. His legacy funded endowments for pharmacology, departments to educate and train researchers, and his entire will stipulated that his estate be given over to further human and animal health. But these stellar achievements are clearly not enough for the people who are now the custodians of his collection and who work in a building that bears his name. Although the way things are going, you have to wonder how long that will remain the case. The Wellcome Collection released a statement recently which read, "The Medicine Man Gallery has been part of the Wellcome Collection since we opened in 2007. It was one of 5 spaces where visitors can see items from the collections for free, alongside the reading room, library and our changing exhibition programme. The space closed on the 27th of November 2022. As all museums do, we regularly review our spaces and exhibitions. Clearly not that regularly, as it has remained largely unmolested for 15 years. Anyway, the statement continued. The closure of Medicine Man is the result of several years' research and reflection, and is the next step in updating how we display items from the collections. As part of this ongoing programme, we updated the reading room in 2015, and in 2019 we replaced the Medicine Now Gallery, originally installed in 2007, with a new display called Being Human. Medicine Man is 15 years old, and the world is very different now to when it opened. If we were curating the space for the first time today, we would not choose to display these items through the lens of a single person, Henry Wellcome. This approach focused attention on the person who collected the objects, rather than on where they came from, who created them and why, and therefore their full context was obscured. Now, as someone who has visited numerous times, I know this not to be the case, as the items were clearly labelled and served as a basis for further study of their individual context. The statement added, Wellcome Collection is taking some time to consider how we will use this space in future. We will draw on the museum's research as well as input from the public to tell more and different stories about human life and health in the gallery. Free access to our collections is fundamental to Wellcome Collection, and the museum and library remain open and free to all. Visitors can see items from our collections in our exhibitions, online catalogue, by request via our library, and on display at London's Science Museum. We also frequently loan items to other museums and institutions across the UK and internationally. The items previously on display in the Medicine Man Gallery represent a very small proportion of the 1.2 million objects cared for by Wellcome Collection, and they will remain available for audiences on the same basis as the rest of the collections. We will continue to display potentially sensitive or contentious items, including those from Medicine Man, in ways that provide greater context for visitors and facilitate further research. Despite that statement, I can't help but think that viewing these items online or at the whim of those who have hidden them from view and trashed a unique experience seems like a backward step, and the erasure of Wellcome from the Wellcome Collection is a most unwelcome development. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.